Hi everybody, this is Badal. Welcome to Bodhi classes, and today we shall cover CBSE Class 7 English Unit 1 Learning Together, and the chapter name is The Day the River Spoke. Let's get a fine detailed analysis on this. Let's take you to the screen. Hello everybody. So here we are on the screen. As I said today we shall be covering CBSE Class 7 English Unit 1 first chapter Learning Together, and this would be first unit. This is the chapter name is The Day the River Spoke. You'll have to understand this is one of the most inspiring stories you are supposed to read this year in class 7 English, and this particular story would be covered in every possible detail that you can imagine. And I would say one thing, that you have to be patient and have time, because we will have a lot of things discussed in this particular story. Okay, you can see how many things we will be covering here and how big detail we are going to cover. So please be patient if you want to learn it perfectly without missing anything and everything. We shall do it here. Okay, before we get into the story, I would like to tell that this particular inspiring story is written by Kamala Nair. She is the author, but unfortunately we don't have very much information about Kamala Nair in our virtual world. In the internet we don't have much, so I could not gather much thing about it. If you think you have some info, please write in the comment box about her. I shall surely update about her if it is available. Okay, so let's get to the story a bit. I would like to take you to the story outline once. So we have here some comics ready for you so that you understand the basic things of the story or the storyline chronologically, and then we can surely and certainly go for line by line analysis. Look at here. So our main character in our story is Jahnavi. Look at here, she is the main character. And you should know that main characters are named as what? Protagonist. And our Jahnavi is the main character. What happened to her? She was not going to school. So even after the fact that she was old enough, she was not going to school. This is something very unfortunate. Lots and lots of Jahnavis are here in our country. All should be brought to school. She had a bright tear splashed down her nose. Why? She was not going to school. There was a kingfisher which swept down its wings, an arrow of blue in the sunlight. There was a green lizard which slithered down to bask in the sun. So she was by the river, and suddenly there came a noise. Somebody is talking. Dear, what is the matter? Actually, this is spoken by the river. River was talking. Now, do you think river can talk? Can river talk? We should ask here. Can river or rivers talk? No, normally they don't. But when in literature, when we make inanimate objects or like this kind of natural bodies like river, make them talk, we call this as personification. So you learned a term called personification. This is a figure of speech. Okay, I'll be making a lot of short videos on figures of speeches. If you check back our YouTube channel, you will get it slowly and slowly. And Jahnavi was shocked and surprised. She asked, who said that? And she knew because she was all alone over there near the river. Then who did talk? Now let's go to the next image slide. Now she was puzzled. It was such a voice like the river. It was not like a human voice. And then the river told, I am the river. River told, I am river talking to you. And then our Jahnavi shares her plight to the river. What was her plight? What was her point of sadness? She said, they won't let me go to school. Mother says I'm too small. Now look at here. They means here family members. According to her, her family members will not let her go to school. And you are too small, baby. Maybe later. Now, she said, but I want to learn. I have so many questions. She has so many questions. She has questions like, why do bamboo trees rustle? Why does the moon rises that way? So we will get these questions in the story when we go line by line. Look at then the river said, it is up to you. If you want to learn, it is possible. Little girls can do as much as the little boys. And Jahnavi thought, really? Can I? She had a question like this. And if I go to the next slide, Jahnavi, as guided by the river, she gathered her courage next day. And she decided she would go inside the school classroom. But then she thought, if they chase me out? And panting nervously, she peeked inside the school. And the teacher was teaching about Ashoka, the prince, the great king. And maybe they won't notice we are here. She thought like this. Now, then maybe they won't notice we are there. Now, well, where are you from, little girl? And Jahnavi said, my name is Jahnavi, sir. And then the teacher got to know that she was not allowed to go to school. Teacher decided to talk with parents. The teacher spoke with Jahnavi's parents, especially the teacher talked with Jahnavi's father. It's not mother. Teacher talked to Jahnavi's father. And Jahnavi's father agreed to send her to school. It was like this. If she really wants to learn, her heart is in the right place. She should then go to the school. Next morning, she raced back to the river and gave the good news. And she told to the river, I did it. I was scared, but I did it. She actually was allowed to go to school and attend classes. And Jahnavi also had a dream. What dream? She would become a teacher someday. And do you know this is a futuristic image that you're seeing on the screen. Perhaps one day our Jahnavi would become a teacher as she was allowed to go to school. So this was just in the comic form. I brought this particular story to give you the basic idea. Now we shall go in the story in detail. So basically we have the whole story prepared, every para detailed analysis we shall make. Let's get to the story detail here. This is para 1. What is there? There, a big bright tear splashed down her nose, and another. So this is para 1. You can check back in the book. If you have the book with you and if you sit with the book, it would be very helpful for you to note down a lot of things. Okay, look at here. A bright tear splashed down. Look at here. A big bright tear. What is big bright tear? A large shining drop of tear. It splashed down. Look at the word splashed. What is splashed? Fell in drops with a sound. Now it splashed down her nose, and another. A kingfisher swept down. What is a kingfisher? Kingfisher is a bird. Kingfisher is a bird. Now we will have talks about kingfisher here in this particular place. Let us first finish the text, then we are coming for kingfisher. Okay, don't worry. Now its wings its wings an arrow of blue in the sunlight. So the kingfisher bird's wings, remember, the wings are actually referred here, the wings of the kingfisher. Kingfisher's wings, it reflected an arrow of blue color in the sunlight. And there was what? A green lizard slithered down. Look at here, a green lizard slithered down. What is slithered? Moved by sliding side to side. So a green lizard did what? A green lizard, these particular lizards slithered down to the river's edge. What is river's edge? Look at here carefully. River's edge is called the bank of the river or the side of the river, right? And why did the lizard slid down to the river's edge? Look at here. The lizard slithered down because it wanted to bask. Look at the word bask. We need to know the meaning of bask. What does the meaning of bask means? To sit or enjoy the warmth of the sun, right? And the lizard wanted to enjoy the warmth of the sun. That's why it was there in the sun. This is called basking. Dear, dear, a sleepy murmuring voice came. Dear, dear, a sleepy murmuring voice asked this. What is the matter? So somebody is asking a question. But the very shocking thing, in that particular place, there is only Jahnavi. Nobody else is there. Then who is talking? Jahnavi is very much shocked and surprised with this. Who is talking, right? Now, let us once understand certain things here with para 2. Para 1, it is, look at a supporting image I have brought here. Jahnavi is sitting all alone near the river. She was all upset and crying. That time the river talked. And let us see in para 2 what is there. Please connect your book once so that you get para 2 properly here. Look at. Here the story takes a sudden magical turn. Why magical? Question comes. Why is the turn a magical one? Magical only because these particular river is talking right now. When this particular sentence comes, dear, dear, murmuring the voice, what is the matter? Nobody expects river to talk. And I already told you earlier, this is an example of what? Personification, right? Once we have discussed it already. Now take a look at here. And it's a sleepy kind of voice, right? What kind of sleepy voice? Slow, relaxed, as if drowsy, feeling sleepy. And a murmuring voice, speaking in a low, soft voice. Now, it is asking, what is the matter? What is the matter? Look at here. Now, we have some fun facts gathered here about kingfisher and birds. In our story, we have kingfisher birds. Generally, they look like this. You can see here, they look like this. These are the ways kingfisher birds are there. And, they are excellent hunters. They can dive into the water like an arrow. And that's why in our story, it is told as an arrow of blue. Why blue? Kingfishers are blue in color. Yes. Anyway, there are lots of other birds which actually we see. In our story, we also have the talk of lizards. Do you know? Now, what is about lizards? Lizards are cold-blooded reptiles. These people depend on sunlight to warm their bodies. And that's why we have the lizard came to bask in the sun, to warm their body in the sunshine. The lizards have dry, scaly skin. And this actually protects them from heat and water loss. Anyway, we know many more things about lizards. Some specific types of lizards are there. Look at here. I brought here some types of lizards. Like what? Green golden lizard is there. House gecko is there, Indian chameleon is there, monitor lizard is there. So there are plenty of types of lizards. Here are the pictures you can see. These are actually from our Bodhi shop document. This is a big 93-page content on this chapter we have prepared. You can't imagine, only one chapter, this chapter, the day the river spoke, we have 93-page content in our website where you can shop this, download this particular chapter's detail. I have given the link already in the description. You are going to get all 93 page. I'll go and tell you how this is there, right? So let's now talk about para 3. Take out please your book, check properly. This is para 3. Jahnavi was startled. Look at the word startled. Startled means suddenly surprised. She was surprised because she did not expect that river would speak, right? Because she was sure she had been quite alone. Then who is talking? It couldn't have been the lizard. And the kingfisher was up in the thicket. Focus on the word thicket. What does it mean? Thicket is called a dense group of bushes or trees. Thicket sometimes happens thorny in nature also. Okay. Thorns we shall find in thicket sometimes. Anyway, so a kingfisher was there in the thicket, and there had been bamboo eating the fish it had caught. And where was that particular kingfisher? Thicket of the bamboo thicket it was there, and it was eating the fish it had caught, right? It could not be the parrots, because parrots shrieked. Parrots don't talk like human, right? Parrots shrieked. Look at the meaning of shrieked. Made a loud, sharp sound. This is called shrieking. And this was such a sleepy voice. And this was not like the voice that could be of the kingfisher or the parrots or the lizard. It was a sleepy voice. She looked around her. There wasn't a soul inside. She was rather scared and wanted to run away. Now she was scared, frightened, run away. She wanted to escape from there. What does it mean by there wasn't a soul inside? No one was visible anywhere. Then who is talking? When you are in this kind of a situation, you might think little, you might feel little spooky. You might think this is a ghost and something like that. But there is no ghost here. Here the river is talking. Let's take a look at what was the situation of Jahnavi. Jahnavi thought it can't be lizard. The kingfisher is there up in the bamboo thicket eating fish. It can be the parrots also. The voice is sleepy. Then who spoke? Question was there. Now, we have some fun facts about startled. Word startled is surprised or shocked by something unexpected. Like this, we have other words like surprised, like shocked. These are sudden, strong surprise, wonder, amazement. So these are different other things that we can find about startled. Similar to startled, we have astonished, alarmed, frightened, bewildered, stunned. These are some synonymous words for startled. Look at here. These are some similar words that you can see with expression we have created. These expressions of surprised, astonished, alarmed, frightened, bewildered, stunned. You can get all of this in our content. Visit our shop, download the content, and you will get everything. Now, we even had a talk about thickets right now. What is a thicket? Thicket is a dense group of bushes, shrubs, or small trees. Thickets are found basically near rivers, forests, village outskirts, and animals use, thickets for hiding. In our story, this is bamboo thicket, right? In our story, there is a bamboo thickets. Now, they help actually animals to get protected from predators and harsh weather. So this is little bit used for secrecy, safety, and suspense. Now there are different types of like these thicket type things. Not only thickets are the types that we know. There are bushes, there are shrubs, this is called grove, hedge. See, grove, hedge, bamboo clump, undergrowth, shrub. These are the similar types of words that connect with thicket. So you can get this from our store and take a look at. We shall move towards now the next paragraph. Paragraph 3 we have done. Now we shall go to para 4, 5, 6. 4, 5, 6 we shall finish. Look at carefully. In para 4 what we have. Para 4, you should not cry. The voice went on. Now the voice is talking. You should not cry. Who is this voice? River, as we know already. And you really should not be scared. You should not be scared. Now, what is scared? Frightened. Don't be frightened. Don't be afraid. When you have been coming here to see me every day, well, almost every day. So we get to know a regular habit of Jahnavi. Jahnavi comes to the river almost every day. And that's why the river said, don't be scared. You should not be scared at all. In para 5, what is told? She was puzzled. She was puzzled. What is puzzled? Confused and unable to understand. It was such a voice like the river. It was such a voice like the river. It could not be the river. It looked like to her, it could be river voice. Then she thought, how could a river talk? Could not be the river. Then she thought, well, tell me all about it. Then she told, well, tell me all about it. It was similar to river voice. Then said the river. What did the river say? For it was the river. I have got to hurry to reach the sea, And river says, one thing, I need to get to hurry so that I reach sea. Now he wanted to reach the sea. Every river, either a river merges with another river, or a river ultimately goes to sea or ocean basically. So our river is telling, I have to go to reach to the sea. See here, hurry means to move quickly. And let us see what is the image trying to tell us. The river was telling, you should not cry, you should not be scared because you come every day here. And then Jahnavi said, tell me about it. Then the river said, actually, I have got to reach to the sea. Some fun facts we have brought. Do you think rivers can talk? Oh yes, there are some legends and stories we have where really rivers talked. River Ganga that we have. There is a legend that King Bhagirath's prayers was listened by. The King Bhagirath's prayers were listened by Ganga before coming down to the earth. You can go through these legends and get to know about it. River Yamuna was also shown as a devoted companion to Lord Krishna. We know this one very nicely. Now, even River Saraswati, which used to be called as a mythical river, and now we have found the traces of the river already. Now, this mythical river Saraswati is actually symbolically connected with knowledge and wisdom. So there are this kind of rivers which actually had human like mythical stories, talking, connecting, conversing with human. Not only the river that we have in our story, in our legends and mythical stories, we have this, right? There are Greek rivers also, uh, who could talk and act. Some rivers helped heroes, some punished wrongdoers. So there was a river Styx, and it could hear oaths and judge truth. You know, then in American folklores also, rivers are treated as wise elders of nature. Even some stories tell that rivers used to warn people danger of floods and droughts. Now, African folk tales also, there is a talk that rivers speak to the villagers to teach moral lessons. Even they warn people against greed, pollution, disrespect, many things. So, rivers are never thought just a dead natural body. Actually, rivers could talk, right? Look at here, we are going to focus little bit on the word puzzle. Some learn more facts we have brought here about puzzle. Now, the word puzzle means feeling confused because something unexpected and unclear has happened. In our story, Jahnavi is puzzled because river talked. Now, this is an English and French root word puzzle. It means to confuse or to perplex. Earlier, it used to describe a problem that makes mind stop and think deeply. Anyway, there are some similar words connected to puzzled, like confused, perplexed, bewildered, baffled, astonished. So these are some similar words you will get to see about our similar word to puzzled. Okay, this is, we have discussed already para 5, 6, and this is fourth number. We'll go to the next one right now. Look at carefully. Para 7. Get your book ready so that it helps you to understand things better. They won't let me go to school, said Jahnavi. I asked my mother, why can't I go to school like Ettan and Mina? So you need to understand, she has her siblings, Ettan and Mina. Now look at carefully. Now, won't let me. That means do not allow me. Who won't let me? Family members. And Jahnavi asked her mother, why can't I go to school like my siblings Ettan and Mina? Now, and mother had replied, you are too small, baby. Maybe later. Later you can do. Now, maybe later means at an uncertain future time, maybe next year, later on. But when she was 5, little Ramu was born, and mother still said, maybe next year. Now Ramu was born, another sibling, and that time also mother told, next year. Jahnavi, mind your little brother while I go to the fields. And mother used to say, mind your little brother. What does it mean? Look at, mind your brother means take care of. Take care of your little brother while I go to the fields. Now she was nearly 10 and minding little Appu. She was the smallest. Now her age, very important. Look at 10. She was 10 and she was not going to school. Such an unfortunate matter for a girl of her age, right? And she was doing what work then? She was minding little Appu. Look at here. What is minding little Appu? I already said taking care of little Appu. And she had gone to the age of 10 right now. And they don't want me. She was trying to say something, but she could not finish. She stopped with a sob. Look at the word sob. It means a cry with a short, gasping breaths. Now, look at the picture. How does this connect? She told that they won't let me go to school. Mother replied, Mother was asked by Jahnavi, Etan, Minna, they go to school. Why can't I? And she said, you're so too small. Then when little Ramu was born, mother said, maybe next year. And she was 10 years old. She was 10 years old. And then also she was not let to go to school. Such an unfortunate situation it was. Look at carefully. I said at the beginning of the class that our Jahnavi is a symbolical character. There are a lot of Jahnavis who really do not go to school. And here you see, I have brought some examples of worldwide where many girls were denied schooling because of poverty, gender bias, social customs, like Jahnavi. Who are they? There is Malala Yousafzai from Pakistan. She was not allowed to go to school. She was attacked. And she is one of those young girls who got a Nobel Peace Prize. Anyway, you can read out her story, or you can just write in the comment. I can make a nice video about her. Look at Savitribai Phule, India. She was from 19th century. Girls were not permitted to study. And Savitribai fell insults and stones while going to teach. But she was India's first woman teacher and opened schools for girls. Do you know, I would request NCERT CBSE, please, you should dedicate a chapter on this lady. People should know Savitribai Phule. Then we had Kalpana Chawla. She was born in a small town. She did not get enough encouragement, but she decided to become an astronaut. Unfortunately, she lost her life in a tragic accident. You can trace out the story. Then we have Mary Kom, boxer from India, who won medals for India. Now, she was from a poor rural family. She was expected to help home instead of studying or training for boxing. But secretly, she trained boxing and later became world champion. These are some of the characters who actually did face a lot of trouble and at last got to become somebody worthy. We have some more like Kiran Vedi we have, and some more we have. You can go through my content and you'll find them like similar people like this. And we will talk a little about the word sob. What does it mean, sob? Imitate breathing while crying. Sound-based word. This is emotional cry, you can say, than just normal cry. Now, for what we use sob? Hidden pain, emotional struggle, inner sadness. These are the things which we. Now, there are some similar, crying words related to sob, like cry, weep, wail, whimper, sniffle, sob, that we have already. You can get these details from our content. And we just have finished discussing, I think, paragraph 7. We will go to para 8. Paragraph 8, take a look at. If you have your book ready with you, that will help you. I'm scared to go to school and I'm so old now. They will never let me go. I am old and they will never ever let me go. But I want to go. I want to learn to read like Etan and Mina. Jahnavi called her brother Etan. Etan means elder brother. Look at here. Now, Etan means elder brother. It's a Tamil word where Etan means elder brother. But his real name was what? Gopi. Look at this Etan. His real name was Gopi. Now, I want to know why spiders. I want to know why spiders are yellow in yellow flowers. Why bamboo trees rustle? Why the moon always comes from behind the hills? Never, never the other way it comes. Why the baby fish in the filled water become frogs? Why? So she had so many questions. Normally, naturally, the way the curious children, they have many questions. She also has lot of questions. So she wanted to know a lot of things like this. So we will discuss on her questions. I have taken all her questions and we will have little discussion on this. If you think I missed something, please, you can write in the comment box and let me know what could have been added here. Anyway, her first question was, why are spiders yellow in yellow flowers? Right? Now, these asking so many questions, it reflects Jahnavi's natural scientist and thinker which is inside Jahnavi. She is curious about knowing things. Now, some spiders, now they change their body color to match the flowers they live on. This is called, this color change is called camouflage. And yellow spiders hide in yellow flowers that insects cannot notice them. This, how does it help the spiders? This helps the spiders to catch food and stay safe from enemies, right? So here we have created one image also where different spiders are discussed. You can get it from our content. Look at next question that Jahnavi had. Jahnavi had next question. Why do bamboo trees rustle? First, you need to understand the sound word rustle. Rustle means soft sound made by bamboo leaves. It's calling rustling sound, right? Actually, bamboos bends easily, but they do not break. And sometimes they make certain noises, and those are calming and musical sometimes, and they make this kind of noise. So she wanted to know why bamboos. I have brought here some bamboo facts, bamboo fruits, bamboo rustling, bamboo flowers. Some very interesting info in the image you will get where you get our content. Third question that she had, why does the moon always come from behind the hills? Never the other way. Moon really does not move around the hills. It only appears to rise from one side because Earth rotates. The moon always seems to rise in the same direction due to Earth's rotation. Hills block our view, so the moon appears from behind them. It looks like it's an illusion, not magic, right? Earlier, people used to believe that moon followed Earth paths. It is not the case. Okay, so I have tried to explain here in this image how things happen. You can get a content and get a proper view of this. So I even had a picture. Take a look at. She said, I'm scared to go to school. She had this question about spiders, bamboos rustling, moon behind. So there's a nice conversation going on between this Jahnavi and her here natural friend, what we call as the river. Her third question, what was her third question? Fourth question, baby fish in the filled water become frogs. How? And we know these baby fishes which look like baby fishes, actually those are tadpoles. They look like fish, but actually they are not fish. Slowly through the evolution of growth, these tadpoles which look like fish, they convert into frogs at last. Anyway, look at carefully. We shall go to the next paragraph. That is paragraph 9. What is in paragraph 9? Stop, said the river. You make me breathless. Why breathless? Because our Jahnavi is asking so many questions. Breathless is out of breath, tired from speaking too much. So many whys, so many questions you have. I can tell you where the moon goes. The river said conspiratorially. What is conspiratorially? In a secret, whispering manner. It goes down towards the sea. I have seen. It always takes the same way over the mountains and down to the sea. So according to the river, these particular moon always goes down to the sea. He tells. Now, it takes the same way all the time, according to him. So, some rivers glow under the moon. Really, Ganga near Haridwar and Varanasi looks little silvery. You look at Narmada, it's famous because of moonlight river views during pilgrimages. You can check out these things. And some rivers are even older than mountains. Do you know, there are talks by the geologists that before Himalaya, the full mountain came into existence, Indus River and Brahmaputra had already been there. And some rivers remember their old paths, like Ghaggar Hakra River. It is believed to be an ancient river that still flows underground. The Koshi River, it is called the Saurabh Bihar also, because it frequently shifts back to the old paths. They know their way, which way they used to move on. Look at now, rivers also can communicate without words. According to, Brahmaputra turns muddy before floods. Teesta River of West Bengal, it roars loudly during monsoon, warning the nearby villages. So there are certain behaviors in the rivers. Some rivers are treated even living beings, like Ganga, Yamuna. They are declared living beings. We have a lot of mythological stories to consider them as living beings. Rivers never flow straight. Rivers, Ganga forms wide curves in the plains. Godavari creates bends that form fertile farmland, so they never flow straight. Like this way, rivers like Saraswati, Narmada, Yamuna, they are very, very much connected to our culture, our tradition, our religion, a lot of things. Anyway, you can get this from our content. Here goes. River is asking Jahnavi to stop. Why? Because Jahnavi making him breathless. So many questions. We will go to Unit 2 right now. Unit 2 right now. Before that, I would ask you to lend me a little time so that I can show you our shop. Look at here, everybody. This is our content on this chapter. The day the river spoke. You need to understand that this chapter is a total of 93-page content with detailed analysis, some of them which already you have got. Then we have, after this, paragraph-wise detailed analysis with fun facts, learn more, and stories connected to it. We have created other theme-based things, like we have created the plot development in the story. We have created plot development. Then we have created themes. Here goes the plot. Then you can see the themes. Then you can see the characters which are there in our story. Then we have created setting. Then we have created integrated exercise. You can't imagine. We have 120 MCQ questions with answers. And then we have what we call as short questions. How many short questions we have? We have short questions almost of, here you can see, there are total 100 short questions, 1 marks. Then there are 2 mark questions. Look at here, there are 2 mark questions. Now we have got so many 2 mark questions. You know how many 2 mark questions we have for this particular chapter? 50. Then long answer questions, 150 words. We have total 15 long answers. Then we have created one extract, 12 sets of extract based questions. And after that, you can practice also. 100 marks question paper we have here in this content. If you need to prepare this particular chapter with taking self tests and all on various parameters, we have created this particular question. And textbook solution we did not add because it is already a very big chapter. You can visit our website, there is the link given, and check out the textbook solutions. Here you see we have given our social links also. Please support us on social links as well as in the YouTube. So let's get to the chapter again here. Unit 2 we shall start right now. What is in the unit 2? Look at, even little Ramu goes to school. So she is little complaining, said Jahnavi. Ramu also goes to school. Pity the school isn't by the sea. Now the river said, it is so sad. The school is not by the sea. Then I could have taken you along. Then the river could have taken our Jahnavi along. But I suppose I could not really. The river says, suppose I think I cannot take you there. You would get your feet wet. Now, according to the river, you cannot go with me because your feet will get wet. You know, if you step into the water, feet will get wet. And that would never do. I'm afraid there is only one thing you can do. Only one thing you can do. There is only one thing. Okay, let's get to para 2 once. What is written in para 2? Can I do something? Asked Jahnavi. Well, it is up to you, said the river. Seems to me little girls can do as much as little boys. Golden line. Look at here. So girls are capable of doing equal things, equal quality things like the boys. They swim as fast as the little boys. You just sleep along one morning and sit there in the school. So the river gave the golden idea. What idea? One day you sleep along one morning and sit there in the school. So the river said, secretly go and get inside the class and listen to what is going on. And maybe the teacher will let you stay. So this is one way. You can do it. You know what is sleep along meaning? Move quietly. Right? The teacher might let you stay there. Right? Look at once what things. Here goes the supporting image where the river is, thinking that river cannot take her because she'll get wet. And our Jahnavi is complaining, Ramu goes to school and I don't go. Then the river said, okay, you can do one thing. You just sleep along one morning and sit there. Teacher will perhaps let you stay. So we have some fun facts here. In our India, there had been ancient study system like Gurukul system had been there, ashram schools had been there, and there had been universities like Takhashila, there had been Nalanda. One should of course learn about these two places. Our glories are connected to these places. We had been the boss of the world once in all terms, mostly in terms of studies, education, learning, wisdom. In the Gurukul, students used to learn under trees, not inside classrooms. There were no exams like we have. Such a good news, you have no exams. Writing was done on palm leaves in the park, not on notebooks. Teachers were respected like parents. Both boys and girls were educated nearly in the early Vedic times. So nice. And many students traveled on foot for months to reach the famous centers like Nalanda. So you can get our content and get to this and look at carefully right now. We will move to para 3 of unit 2. I could not, gasped Jahnavi. Jahnavi said, no, I could not. I would not be able to get inside the school like this. What is gasped? Spoke with a sudden breath. I could not. They would scare me. They would chase me out. She is thinking that they would chase her, frighten her. They would scare her, frighten her, and they would even chase her out, like force to leave. This also could be. Let's see what is there in the para 4. The river laughed. You scared? The river said, when you are not afraid of the green lizard or of the snake in the bamboo clump, Jahnavi got startled. Why was she startled? Actually, she did not know there was a snake. Or the big trains rattling past the bridge. She was not afraid of anything. You see, rattling means you're making loud noise, shaking noise, right? Already I talked about startled earlier. It means suddenly getting shocked. Now, para 5 actually, it says, trains are noisy. I prefer ships, said the river. Now, according to the river, trains are noisy. That's why he likes ships. You know what? Prefer something you like more than other. We have para 6 here. What does the para 6 tell? Jahnavi never knew the snake lived in the bamboo clump. She was not aware of this. It shows Jahnavi's innocence and surprise, that the snake lived over there. Look at paragraph 7. What are ships? She asked. Big boats, said the river. The river said, big boats. Big boats could be called as ships. Just the way the river said. Big that can take hundreds of people. They sail along the sea with lights that shine all night. Now, ships, very large boats, which are used actually there in the sea, is called ships. And shine means give out light here. Anyway, we will be going through the images which could give you better idea, right? Now, river was telling you were scared. You were never scared because you were not scared of the lizard, of the snake, nothing. And then the river talked about trains and ships. Difference we already got to know. And Jahnavi asked, what are ships? Then our river told actually what are ships and gave the detailing of the ships. Look at here now. Some fun facts we have brought here about the snake. The famous thing about the snake you should study about is pineal foramen. What is pineal foramen? This is also called as third eye. Something very mysterious and mystical it looks like. Now, there is a light sensitive spot on the head of the snake. This is called pineal foramen. And it is used by the snakes to sense light, darkness, and this actually helps in many other ways also, right? But in the tradition, it is believed that these pineal foramen are connected with Nagamani, right? We don't have any evidence of Nagamani. There could be one, there could not be one. As nobody has found it, we can't believe in this. The very strange thing about the snakes are cold-blooded animals, and they cannot produce body heat on their own. And when temperature falls, body processes slowdown happens in the body, and then they enter into a sleep called hibernation. And they can actually stay in hibernation for long time. A few weeks to several months also they can stay. And they don't eat that time. They don't move also. So snake's hibernation is a very mysterious thing. Even they can stay without food, without movement. And this ability is called metabolic adaptation, right? So this image will tell you a lot of things about their habits. There are various types of snakes. Venomous is there, non-venomous snakes are there, and there is one more called constrictor snakes like python. They kill prey by squeezing. Now, you can get these details from our content shop.
And we at Bodhi classes, we provide quality online classes on almost all the prime subjects. If you wish to attend our online class at a very cheap and marginalized price, please look at the description. We have given the link of our class details. You can check it out and communicate with us. We shall do the necessary. Thank you.
We will be going for paragraph 8 right now. Jahnavi held her breath. Will they come here? She asked. Now, held her breath means stopped breathing for a moment due to excitement. Now, what is that? River said, I am afraid not. What will not come? The ships will not come. Too large, Chandu's catamaran is good enough for me. Chandu can take you to a ship someday. Now, Chandu's catamaran. What is Chandu's catamaran? Let's understand this properly here. Okay, let us first finish this paras first, then we will go to get to know this catamaran deal. Catamaran is actually a small boat used by fishermen. And in that particular river, you cannot expect big ships to travel. Rivers are not fit for and deep enough for big ships, right? Paragraph 10, they would never let me, wailed Jahnavi. Jahnavi said, they will never ever let me go to school or enter in the school. She wailed. Wailed means cried loudly in distress. And paragraph 11 says, try going to school first, said the river. It's up to you. You go to school first, said the river. It's up to you, all up to you. Decision is yours. If you want, it will happen. Really. Look at here. She knows. She is asking, will the ships come here? No. Then the river said, you try going to school first. Then it will happen. And some fun facts we have about boats. These are called catamaran. So these are the catamarans that we have. In the olden time also used to use catamarans for carrying things. Two parallel hulls are there. Look at here. This is one hull. There is another hull. This is called a catamaran. Okay. And this is more stable than other single hull boats. These are good for various works. So thousands of years ago, these catamarans were invented or made by the fishermen in South India and Sri Lanka. They're very stable. They are fast on water. These are perfect for fishermen. These are wind friendly. And you can say these were the only help for the fishermen in those days where they could do a lot of works together. Let's get to para 12. What happens in para 12? Jahnavi at last decided. Jahnavi gathered courage. What is gathered courage? Became brave. The next day, she reached school panting and out of breath. What is panting? Breathing heavily. Out of breath means tired from running. And stood by the door listening while the teacher read out the lesson. It was the story about a prince called Ashoka who became great king. Little Appu had fallen asleep on her shoulder. She crept nearer till she was in the back row. What is crept nearer? Moved quietly, secretly, squatting with others. What is squatting? It's a sitting position. Sitting on heels is called squatting. On the earthen floor, floor made of mud. Little Appu made no noise and she listened. So what was the talk happening about? King Ashoka. Look at, then the teacher saw her. Where did you spring from, little girl? Spring from means appear suddenly. And what is your name? You are new in my class. Now, new means here, not saying before. And what in the 14 number happens? Para 14. She is Gopi's sister. Gopi is in the next class, said one of the boys. It is Jahnavi, said another. So you are Gopi's little sister. Nice lad, Gopi. Lad means boy. He's a nice boy, Gopi, said the teacher. Para 15, what happens? If you really want to come to school, Jahnavi, the teacher had said, we will talk to your father about it. Don't you worry, we shall find a way. And worry means don't feel anxious. And we will discover a solution, find a way. Okay. Now take a look at what are the images telling us. This is how our Janvi secretly came with her little brother and sat at the back of the classroom listening about Ashoka. And then there goes the teacher got to see her and said, "Where did you come from suddenly? What is your name and detail?" And then Janvi was introduced by others. Gopi's sister. Gopi is in the next class. Gopi is a nice boy, and all these things had happened. So Janvi got introduced to the teacher. But it all depends on the teacher now, what teacher does. Now we will learn little bit about the topic the teacher was teaching, Ashoka. He was one of the greatest rulers of ancient India. And Ashoka was a ruler of Mauryan Empire, 3rd century BCE. His empire covered entire Indian subcontinent. He was a fierce warrior, but he had fought a worker Kalinga war. A lot of killing and bloodshed had happened over there. And then he turned a peaceful king. He realized that violence and bloodshed cannot bring any good. Now, Ashoka, it is said he embraced Buddhism to spread peace, compassion, and non-violence. He began to follow Dhamma. What is Dhamma? In Buddhism, Dhamma is called a moral code that taught kindness, honesty, and respect. Anyway, Ashoka's messages are there in the tablets, rocks, pillars, Ashoka's edicts, and people got to know about him from them. There's an image also I created, Ashoka, and you should know Ashoka matters today in our life like anything else. Why? Ashoka lion capital, the Ashoka lion capital is our now national emblem. You should know this. Ashok Chakra appears to be in our national flag. So he is very important to us in a various sense, like he was the symbol of power and kindness both together, right? Ashoka. Now, let's go to para 16. There it goes. Jahnavi saw the teacher walking up the steps to their gate next evening. So next evening, the teacher came to their house. Nice thing. She was lighting the lamp, and that time she was lighting the lamp. Lighting an oil lamp, right? She could see her father scratching his cheek the way he did when he was worried, and the teacher was nodding and saying something she could not make out. Look at carefully. Father was scratching his cheek. What is scratching his cheek? Rubbing his face nervously. And he does this one when he's basically worried. What is worried? Anxious. And the teacher was nodding. What is nodding? Moving head in agreement. And saying something she could not make out. Look at, could not make out. It tells, understand clearly. And little Jahnavi and mother said, little Jahnavi, I miss you when you go to schools. Girls should learn as much as they want. When I was your age, I wanted to go to school. But your grandmother said, no. But now I'm glad the teacher came back to talk with your father. Now, Jahnavi's mother is such a nice lady. She says that I shall miss you when you go to the school. That means Jahnavi's father agreed to send Jahnavi to the school. Girls should learn as much they want. When I was your age, I wanted to go to school. But your grandmother, that means mother of Jahnavi's mother, Jahnavi's grandmother, she said no. And right now I am glad. Glad means happy. I am happy that teacher came to talk to your father. Such a good news. Look at paragraph 17. And Jahnavi said, mother, when I grow up, I'll be a teacher. And I'll go from house to house in our village and ask all the little girls to come to my school. She tells, when I grow up, I'll be a teacher and I'll go house to house in our village, and I'll tell all the little girls to come to school and I'll teach them what I'm going to learn. Such a nice idea. It's like she will be educated herself and she will also go on educating others. When she grows up, become an adult, she would become a teacher and she would also teach other girls. Such a nice idea. Now, she actually had the teacher found a way. Teacher said, we will find a way. If you want, we will find a way and I will talk to your father. And that is what happened. And at last, Jahnavi was sent to school. Jahnavi had a dream. When she would become a teacher, she would teach other children. Look at there, we have some pointers here. This particular story tells us that Jahnavi will not be educated herself. She will also go on educating others. The teachers work like agents of social reform. It is the teacher community who can change entire nation in a very positive way. And home is the first school where children learn. Anyway, there are a lot of topics we have covered today. If you liked our video, please write in the comment section. And if you think we are providing Urdu quality content, please subscribe our channel. And I would like to listen how we could do better. Please drop your thoughts. Thank you very much for coming and joining here.